Hi, everybody. My name is Kristy Person, and welcome to my graduate capstone presentation. My project is titled A Data-Driven System for Enhancing Insurance Consumer Protection. In this capstone, I designed and implemented an end-to-end analytical system that transforms fragmented consumer financial complaint data into actionable insights for Missouri regulators. This project integrates the core elements of information systems design, business analytics, data engineering, ethics, and real-world concerns. Consumer complaints are a critical source of information for understanding industry behavior and identifying risks in financial markets. However, this data is often scattered across systems, inconsistently formatted, and difficult to analyze without advanced tools. For state regulators like the Missouri Department of Insurance, this fragmentation creates several issues. Delays in identifying harmful patterns, limited transparency into insurer practices, difficult comparing performance across companies. There's missed opportunities for proactive oversight. And so my project addresses these challenges by building a unified system capable of acquiring, cleaning, securing, analyzing, and visualizing Missouri company complaints involving the top 10 companies most complained about in Missouri. Consumer complaints are more than individual frustrations, right? So they reflect systematic issues such as what we see here: consumer confusion and frustration, financial mismanagement, problems with billing and disputes, even fraudulent activities, and it causes a lot of customer mistrust. So consumer dissatisfaction increases regulators need to support faster, more accurate, and more ethical data-driven decision making. And this project demonstrates how analytical systems can make regulatory work more transparent, efficient, and responsive to public needs. The system I built follows a structured architecture similar to what would be used in real regulatory environments. So it includes an API data acquisition from the Consumer Financial Protections Bureau, ETL workflow written in Python language, PostgreSQL star schema database, sorry, sentiment topic modeling for narrative analysis. It has privacy safeguards, including the zip3 truncation, where we're truncating the zip code to 3 digits. And Tableau dashboard was created for interactive analysis. This architecture ensures that raw, unstructured data is transformed into high quality evidence for regulatory oversight. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau provides a public REST API. And so I filtered the data based on Missouri and the top 10 companies, and for the dates of January 2020 through October 25. The ETL pipeline performs what we see here: data extraction, cleaning and normalization, company alias mapping, and again, the truncating the zip code to 3 digits. And we loaded this into our database schema. Now, developing this pipeline was one of the most technical aspects of the project, and it required debugging, schema alignment, and careful handling of narrative text. And so here we see the data flow diagram and the scripts to create the schema, various avenues to submit data to, send data to, and fetch data to that can be cleaned and normalized. I designed a PostgreSQL star schema, which includes 4 dimension tables, a central fact table, and some analytical layers for research and analysis purposes. A privacy boundary ensures that raw narratives and full zip codes remain only in staging area. This design supports fast queries, strong data governance, and ethical handling of consumer information. This ERD shows the final relational schema that was implemented. The dimension tables are linked to the primary fact table, facts compliant, with additional analytics facts tables shown. The VADER sentiment model was applied to complaint narratives. Scores ranging from -1, which is negative, to a +1, which is positive. So most narratives were negative, which aligned with the distress customers feel when dealing with companies like Bank of America and Citibank and TransUnion. Regulators can use these sentiment insights to identify escalating frustrations early on in the process. I also attempted to extract 5 major themes from complaint text, but the topics were many, lots of different topics, and they varied a lot. And so the top 5 topics didn't give much information. Some of the other topics included privacy, theft, debt, reporting, credit, and so on. Some companies show higher concentrations of specific topics. For example, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion had highly disproportionate identity complaints, while Bank of America's complaints associated more with accounts, payments, and balances. And so this method provides regulators with targeted insights for further investigation. So my Tableau dashboard integrates all the analytical outputs into one. We've got a monthly trends view, we've got company comparison tools, sentiment and topic filters, multi-year complaint visualizations. So users can interact with data dynamically, enabling regulators to detect unusual spikes, identify companies with recurring issues, and explore complaint narratives by sentiment or topic. This dashboard is one of the most practical outcomes of the project because it transformed our complex analytics into real-world decision support. So through this system, several key trends emerged from what we can see here. First of all, complaint volumes are rising steadily throughout the years, especially the past 4 years, as we can see here in this, between 2021 and 2025. 2025 has been the highest year for complaints, and it is overwhelmingly negative. Accounts, investigations, fraudulent claims, and communication issues dominate these narratives. Companies like Equifax, Experian, TransUnion have very high complaint counts for January 2025, and this suggests operational inconsistencies across the 3 credit bureaus like Equifax and Experian. Topic modeling confirms area of systematic customer friction. And so these findings show how analytics can reveal areas where consumers need more protection and where companies may need more regulatory intervention. And so, as with any analytical system, limitations do exist, right? So, some limitations I've got listed here: complaint data excludes the silent customers. Sentiment and topic models simplify the narratives that can sometimes be complex. Some complaints contain missing fields. The system is a functional prototype that's not yet optimized for enterprise scale use. Understanding these limitations is critical to ensuring that analytical components are human judgment, not just replacing it, but to actually take into context the human aspect of the analytics. So future enhancements that could be included, multi-state expansion. So let's look at Kansas and Missouri. Let's look at Nebraska and Oklahoma. Advanced transform-based NLP models, predictive analytics, executive dashboards with alerts to notify regulators, full data governance paperwork. These improvements would help move from the descriptive to the predictive and even prescriptive analytics. So really the hardest part of this project was mastering PG admin. I had worked with PostgreSQL before, but the schema, the integration, the ETL troubleshooting, this all required patience, persistence, and a lot of learning by doing, that's for sure. The most interesting part, though, was seeing how unstructured complaints could be transformed into meaningful themes through topic modeling. It kind of made the data, just come alive and show me what I needed to see in real world terms. So, across my program this past year and a half, this project brought together everything I've learned from information system architecture, database design, analysis, ethical considerations, using Python and Jupyter Notebook. It's the clearest representation of how far I've come in this ISBA program. And I want to thank you for viewing my capstone project. This work demonstrates how data, technology, and ethics can come together to support better consumer protection and regulatory decision making. I look forward to continuing this work in my professional career and just, showing what I've learned and working with what I've learned and working through what I've learned. This is my last class, and I am taking a much needed break from studying and will be spending my time binge watching pointless reality TV shows and sleeping past my alarm. If you would like to consider me for a position within your organization, or if you would like to connect further after this course is over, please feel free to reach out to me via email, personal or school email at any time. It's been a pleasure working with you all throughout the term. Thank you for the strong and loud and long and really good conversations. Thank you for the topics, the discussions, and the notes. I've learned a lot from everyone in this class and throughout my term and throughout all the courses. So I hope you all have a happy holiday and thank you.